Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here, welcome back to Union Cross. So, a couple changes on the screen right now. I decided that I want to make the screen a little bit smaller so I can get my head out of the way when I'm doing a lot of quests, so I don't have to show you guys my HP, defense boost. I tried putting it in the bottom right over there, but it didn't look good. I put the top right, didn't look good. I was facing off camera and it just looked really weird. So I put it back here, but I decided to make the screen just a little bit smaller. Hopefully the visuals don't look squished. I didn't squeeze it too much, but I did lower the resolution, if that makes sense to you guys. So hopefully it doesn't interfere with the gameplay. It looks smooth, everything looks like it's on point. I click over here, it reacts right away, so everything's running smoothly. And then I decided to give myself a little bit of backdrop over there, and on the bottom left, you guys can see it's a little slideshow. Now all the images there are from Discord. So in my Discord art section, I'm pulling out images every once in a while. They might not change all the time. I might leave the same ones for a couple videos depending how fast people put up arts in the Discord. I'm not going into any particular order. I'm just grabbing a couple I see here that I like, that I really like. Just want to show some love to everybody just because I have been busy, but this doesn't take too much time to grab a couple images, save them, throw them into a slideshow, and then start recording with it. So huge shout out if you see your art there or you posted that art. I'm gonna put it up, whatever I like, whatever I see, or I'll just start posting everything. I don't know yet, guys. There's no specific order. Again, I'm just posting a bunch of pictures there to show just a huge thank you to you guys for always just being there, always supporting me, and always just being active on Discord as well, especially with all the cute little pictures. That's a tsum of me. So let's get into this update. That's new. Oh, yes, I changed my hair color. It looks like it's blue, but guys, it is purple. It is purple, and Pyro, you're probably laughing right now, and everyone else who agreed with Pyro. I asked the girl for blue, and she thought indigo was a blue. It kind of is and isn't, but when you actually see my hair out of the camera, it's purple, guys. It is purple. So she didn't realize the bottle said indigo, dyed my hair, got out, got the haircut, cut it way too short. Like, that's way too much. I wanted some hair there. So my hair did not go good today at all, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm okay with it. That's it. That's everything. That's new. And let's get into this update. So I also prepared a bunch of slideshows, everything else. The text looks pretty good. It doesn't look that bad. So starting off is this bonus jewels campaign. It's not starting off from the list, but just for me. This is still not where I would be like, ooh, I gotta buy jewels, but it's nice for people who do spend money. The biggest pack gives you an extra 1,300, which is not even enough for a mercy pull, which kind of is the reason I don't really like this. If it was like you get a bonus of 3,000 jewels instead of 1,300, that seems kind of okay to me. Even that's small, but it's not that bad. At least there is a bonus campaign to give you extra jewels, but a lot of other apps do this and they're not this bad sometimes. So anyways, I always skip out on that. Again, I only buy VIP when it's 4,400 jewels and a spotlight medal, which we're going to talk about at the end of this video, or near the end, because I do have a little slideshow, a little image I want to show that a couple medals that are coming out, VIP, high score challenge, a new tier 6 that they might have missed, that might not come out, who knows, but that's for later on. For now, let's go into this actually, let me go talk about this real quick. This facial hair is beautiful. Look at that. A lot of people on Twitter are like, oh, I don't like how it looks. You know what, guys? It's awesome. It looks good. It looks beautiful, guys. I could never really do that whole thing. I tried before, but there's like a patch right here that's missing, so I don't have a full beard, so I can't do that style. But it definitely looks good for him. As for the medal itself, I didn't make a little pop-up for this, but this guy's not that bad. Deals 3 hits, has a 50% chance of being a critical attack. So it's very interesting, but it's a random medal. And remember, Proud Mode has a ton of quests that say only random medals allowed. So yes, you might want to guilt this medal, but if you don't have a lot of random medals, keep a couple of them separate, make them 100 out of 100, throw an attack boost 2 or 3 on there, and then take it to Proud Mode. If you want, fuse 2 at a time, get a couple negative 60s, and that will also help for Proud Mode. Or, you know, if you have enough random attack medals, then go ahead and guilt it. I'm definitely gonna put out my guide for my main account and my free-to-play account. Free-to-play account first. If it's not too hard, then I won't post the main account. If it's hard, then I'll show some other setups, not using too much EX medals or no EX medals at all. I'll try to put those guides up as soon as possible if needed. I don't know if it's necessary for this one. but it's another reverse magic, which is not bad because we are going to get Diamond Dust later on, and not that far off either because we do have Missing Ache now. We now have Fairy Star, so Diamond Dust is next in line if memory serves me well. But not even that, you got Moogle Glory, which has HD Xion right before, because there's a reverse power and then a reverse magic. So Moogle Glory is really good for your reverse magic medals now because of HD Xion copying your next medal, which is this guy. If he again, if you want that kind of route, if you want a good magic Keyblade and you have HD Xion, you guys can do that. Especially if you have Key Art Sky. Key Art Sky at the end of Moogle Glory copies your magic medal as well. Not as high as Multiplier, but it's still pretty good. So we're going to go over this medal a little bit more in detail in the next one. Free medals are free medals. We'll try to complete it all together. I'll help you guys as much as I can. Again, I don't know if it's difficult or not. Update just happened. It is 3:17. It didn't just happen. It's 17 minutes, but I was setting up my little OBS studios here. So let's go into the actual main thing here, which is the new Soras. And you guys might be pulling right now, and I hope you aren't, because I got some great advice for you guys and a good heads up. But let's go into this real quick. It is here for 2 weeks exactly, which does mean there's going to be a high score challenge, which I'm also going to add in a second which one I think it's going to be. There's 2 possibilities. So it's here for 2 weeks. Fight back against the Heartless with new HD dry forms. So basically these guys are buffers. The new tier 6 HD Antiform Sora is guaranteed within 5 draws. So that form Sora, Antiform Sora, is a mercy pull, which is really good. And not only that, it's also got Sora Art EX is back in this limited time deal too. Sora Art EX has a special artwork, we know that. So they threw into a lot of things here, and you guys might be thinking, okay, this seems like a really good banner, which it is. It's a 10 medal HD dry forms deal, guaranteeing the following. You have a guaranteed to receive at least 1 HD dry form medal, so you're guaranteed one of the 3 up here. 1, 2, 3, the red, yellow, and the blue one, or sorry, the green in this case of the medal. And you are also, wait, why does it say listed below or Sora EX medal? You're guaranteed to receive at least one of the HD form Sora medals listed below or a Sora Art EX medal. So you guarantee Sora Art EX? That's pretty good. If you're guaranteed one of those 4 every pull, that's pretty good. You're guaranteed to receive an HD Antiform Sora within 5 draws. If you receive the following medals from this deal, they will come pre-strand 3 dots, so Sora Art EX will become pre-orbed and Antiform Sora will become pre-orbed. That's pretty cool. If you receive the following medals from this deal, they'll come with their special attack strengthened. That's the other ones. All medals received will be a 5-star or higher rarity. You also have a chance of getting them boosted. Everything, Sora, Antiform, all 3 of them, their strength and defense. And basically, here's the medals right here. So they're going to show all 4 of the new medals and then the Sora, which that's pretty cool, guys. If that's a guaranteed with the 4, you probably could pull a bunch of these. It raises magic strength by 3 tiers for 1 turn and lowers by 3 tiers for 1 turn. This is part of the whole Axo, Cloud, and Sora. That was the first EX medals to come out. And then obviously we got the new EX medals, which is Sephiroth, Xion, and Roxas. So this is the first EX medals we have. They're not bad by all means, guys. These medals are amazing, especially if you get extra attack on it. Even if you don't get extra attack, 3 up, 3 down is absolutely an amazing buff. It's just hands down, won't go wrong with that. This is a good utility medal by itself. Even if you guilt it, it's still a heavy hitter. These guys are not obsolete, and they won't be for, you know, quite some time. Not as much as the new stuff coming out, but definitely not going to be disappearing anytime soon. Alright, so got the image slideshow working. Basically right here, guys, these are pretty good. They're guaranteed every pull. They raise power, speed, or magic by 3 tiers for 2 turns, which is really good. It's actually extremely good. Its multipliers are 10.15, and they're all the same for all 3, 10.15, 10.15, 10.15. All have the same strength. They're all tier 5s. They're the second last tier 5s group that we're going to be able to pull for now. This is the one group, and there's another group of tier 5s, and I think that's it for tier 5s that are pullable in the game. And then we're going to go on to tier 6s and tier 7s. So this is the second last pullable tier 5s. So they're really good, guys. I'm not going to lie about this. Tier 3s raises strength by 3 tiers for 2 turns. Good for multi turn enemies, which we do have plenty of those, like the spiders, where we die and we come back and our buffs can carry over. Unless the spider dispels us, then we can't really do anything about that. Good for Union Cross, good for raids. Really good medals. Multiplier is nice and high, even though it's a 10, tier 5, sorry. It's still a very good medal, but I want to talk about something in just a second. Again, you can't go wrong from this banner. The banner, just because Sora EX is guaranteed, it's kind of bait just because of what's coming out, guys. And what's coming out is going to really change the game. But it is still good if you pull from here. Just, I'm still not going to pull from here unless I change my mind for some reason, like a high score challenge or something, who knows. But again, because you are guaranteed to receive at least one HD dry form or a Sora Art EX. So if you don't pull one of these guys, it's going to be a Sora Art EX, which you guys are probably going to have a shit ton of luck or not. The percentage is probably still really low, but because it's guaranteed, the pool is very small. Out of 4 medals, you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting it, which is good. But let's just continue to the Antiform. Antiform Sora, another really good medal. There's a ton of Keyblades that he's going to fit besides HD Nominee and HD Shion. Those 2 medals have their specific Keyblades. He fits on another Keyblade, so having him guilted too is a really good idea to have all 3 of them. So mercy pulling for this guy, while guarantee yourself times 3 buffers for all the attributes, is not that bad, guys. This deal is really good. It's probably like one of the best we've seen so far. Honestly, I want to pull from this, but at the same time, do I really need any of this? I could use that Antiform Sora. Just quickly, I'm going to pull some Keyblades and I'm going to talk about it. Alright, so just for a couple Keyblades, obviously, one of the Keyblades you guys probably need to use a lot if you have good power medals and you have an Antiform Sora is the Olympia, because Olympia, at level 35, the Olympia has a 2.8 and a 2.8 multiplier. So 3rd slot, Antiform Sora, and then the 4th slot, you would go whatever upright power medal you guys have, and right there you have 2 upright power medals in one Keyblade with both 2.80 multipliers. Very nice place to sit. Then you got Starlight. Starlight is more of copy your magic medal. So at level 35 Starlight, you have a multiplier of 2.70, copying an upright magic for 2.8. And if you really want to kick into your Starlight all the way into max, your upright magic could be a 2.9 at the end. So another solid place for it to sit. Even better because of where it sits at the end of the Keyblade, so more buffers before it. So that's another place for that Antiform Sora where he can copy and still do a ton of damage. And then you go into stuff like, not that one, you're looking at Stroke of Midnight. I don't think anything on Stroke of Midnight. No, Sleeping Line, obviously, because Sleeping Line is all upright. And Sleeping Line, the highest multiplier is the last one. Besides that, the other ones are very mediocre. 2.4, 2.5, and then 2.9. So if you want to copy your Spirit Medal, it's a 2.9, but I feel like the other Keyblades also accomplish that. But if you have all upright speed medals, then the Sleeping Line is a pretty good one to go on to. Then you guys have the Missing Ache. Now, Missing Ache is the 2nd slot where it is upright for speed, and it's a 2.90. So he can do some heavy damage, especially when Kairi EX comes out. If you guys are going to be able to pull for it or save for it. Kairi EX 1st slot, and that's pure buffs, and then Antiform Sora right in the 2nd slot, copying like whatever you guys want. Your Final Boss Shion, your Axel EX, whatever other future reverse speed medals there is. Antiform Sora will sit beautifully right after a Kairi EX on the Missing Ache at level 35. Even at level 25, it's 2.50 multiplier. But if you go to 35 with the Missing Ache, which requires a lot of moon gems, so it's not going to be until a long time, but that has a 2.90 right there. And honestly, guys, again, Fairy Stars has a beautiful spot for it, which is at the end of the Keyblade, which means you copy your own Spirit Medal. So if you put a EX medal, like Roxas EX or something, at the Spirit Medal, and then you stick your Antiform Sora on your last slot on your Fairy Stars, that's a 3.30 multiplier on a level 37.2 Fairy Stars. But let's be realistic for a little bit. Level 35 Fairy Stars is a 3.0. So really good medal to copy your own, or Olympia to copy your power, or Starlight to copy your magic. So he does have his place in many Keyblades. So he is good. He's a tier 6 copy medal. You cannot go wrong with copy medals. If you get more than one, you get extra attack because he is going to be part of the pull system. So you can acquire him randomly. You don't have to do 10 pulls to try to guilt this guy, but there is a bunch of good medals with this to guilt this guy at the same time. So you can honestly get extra attack on all those tier 3 buffers and have ×6 strength, power, or speed, power, speed, or magic buffers if you get extra attack while you're trying to get 2 pulls for this guy or trying to pull for that Sora Art EX. Now, with that being said, I'm going to close this slideshow right here. The next thing I want to talk about is because the dry forms are not really a reason to pull. Yes, they're really good, but our next tier 5 medals, which is next month, guys, it's literally, if you can wait a month away, these are coming up. And these are 2 medals, and they have a new utility to them. Basically, you know the counters above enemies' heads, when you hit them or when you do a couple hits, those counters go down. It goes like 10, 9, 8, 7, just like the spider we have right now for the gem quest. If that goes down to 0, the 8 to 0, he hits you and he dispels he dispels all your buffs on you, right? And he also does an attack that kills you. But with this new utility, they add a counter to the enemy. And while doing that, they also have higher multipliers. They have better slots. The medals you're looking at right now, these final forms, they have to be in a bigger party. So if you're not part of a party, if you don't have friends, then your medal's not going to be that strong. The multiplier won't be 10.19, but these guys right here, their base multipliers are like 4.44, which is huge. Not only that, they also raise strength. They also raise power, magic, and speed by 3 tiers while increasing the enemy's counter by 1, doing heavy damage. And that Sora you guys see right there, he raises all attributes and for 2 turns. So he raises all attributes by 3 tiers for 2 turns, and he is a tier 6 compared to these tier 5s. But the banner that JP had for these guys is just like the banner we have right now. All of those 2 medals are guaranteed except for Sora, so you could pull those medals, get a counter, and beat exactly the same thing as these right here. So that's why I have a feeling they added the Sora EX over there in the guarantee pull and going Antiform Sora there for Mercy, because they want to start introducing their new mechanics, which is increasing the counters. And if they have medals that increase enemies' counters, that means that the quests are going to get harder, the counters are going to get lower. So maybe by 3 hits, the enemy will attack you back and probably kill you if you don't have these 2 medals or newer medals coming out like the Masters or the Kairi EX. Then you're going to start falling behind. So if you're trying to pull for these Master Form and the Valor Form and Limit Form, I honestly wouldn't go for that. If you're going for the Sora, the Antiform Sora, then yes, totally go ahead for that Mercy pull. If you didn't get yourself an HD Shion, go for this this Antiform Sora. But for the Keyblades I talked about specifically, if it doesn't sound like it's not going to help you, then it's pretty much whatever. But again, there's a 3.0 multiplier on a couple of those and a 2.9, so copying your Spirit Medal still turns out just like using your HD Shion on a Dark Gnaw. Just better because on the Dark Gnaw there's only 9 SP, but for the Keyblades I talked about, the 2.9 and 3.0s, they have more than 9 SP. So Antiform can turn out a lot better than HD Shion. So anyways, that's just a little heads up. There is 2 medals coming out that are just like these dry forms, and if you really want to keep up with the game, I would recommend not pulling for this banner and pulling for that banner if you need these kind of buffers. You guys can wait it out, but everything else about this banner is really good. Honestly, just for saying that the Sora Art EX medal is also one of the guarantees, so 1 in 4 chance of getting a guaranteed Sora Art EX, that's pretty good, guys, for magic setups. 3 up, 3 down, not a joke. And a guaranteed Mercy pull for HD Antiform, solid banner. Up to you guys what you guys want to do. Personally, I might go for the pull just because Antiform Sora is really good, but at the same time I do have an HD Shion on both accounts, so I'm not really begging for this. But again, for those Keyblades like the Fairy Stars at level 35 at 3.0 multiplier, Antiform Sora will do a lot better just because of how much SP it has. At level 35, it has 17 SP compared to Dark Gnaw's 9 SP to 10 SP depending what level you put the Dark Knot. So using your Antiform to copy your Spirit Medal, like Final Boss Shion for high score challenges, will turn out a lot better than using the Dark Knot with AC Shion to copy your Final Boss Shion. As soon as we get Adamantite Ore Quest, as soon as we get the Adamantite Ore Quest, we can start leveling up our Fairy Stars nice and high, and this Antiform will shine like no tomorrow. So definitely, I might even consider doing a Mercy Pull for this. I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's really good. And if I do get to top 1,000 in this high score challenge, using my Antiform to copy that new illustrated Donald B is gonna be one hell of a ride to knock down single target enemies or random attacks, so I can hit groups too with 2 of them. So that being said, last thing I want to talk about is this last little slideshow here. Now, not really a slideshow, just an image. So right here is the first medal is a pull. This medal should be coming out soon. The King illustrated version. So basically Mickey, what he does is deals 4 hits, lowers target's defense by 3 tiers for 1 turn, inflicts more damage and more gauges are full, and multiplier is beautiful. So he should be our next tier 6 pullable medal. I could be wrong, but going by the wiki, he was supposed to be somewhere there, but again, that's never reliable because they do skip out on a lot of medals. They advance and then they go back, or they just never go back to certain medals. But because there is not that much tier 6s out there, we should be seeing this guy pretty soon. So if you guys want to save your jewels for that, there that is. It's probably not guaranteed or a mercy. It's probably gonna be like the King's Roar, where it's just its own banner for falling price. So you have that going on. The high score challenge that they skipped slash didn't do, or they might do, again, this is all just me talking about what I see on the list and what JP released. Basically, the Goofy illustrated version was a high score challenge slash damage challenge, because there was a gold mushroom in it, but there was also a bunch of enemies, so it was kind of both of them mixed around. I would call it a high score challenge, honestly. He's basically the third part to Lingering Will, illustrated Donald B, and now illustrated Goofy. So this should be coming out. There might be a damage contest with these dry form Soras. They might combine the two because dry form Soras are here for 2 weeks. So we should be seeing this high score challenge for this guy right here. So if there's something else you're looking forward to, it is just like illustrated Donald B, but for power, and Lingering Will, because Lingering Will's speed, Donald's magic, this one's power. So that completes the trio of the 5 tier buffers. Another reason that you shouldn't be going for the dry forms, but that banner is so beautiful and you're not really going for those dry forms. You're just going to get them along the way. And our next VIP medal is going to be Aqua and Stitch. So if you have your wallets ready and you saved up some money, this is what Aqua and Stitch does. It raises strength by 1 tier for 3 turns, raises strength of all attributes by 1 tier for 3 turns, and it restores 4 gauges. It inflicts more damage the more special attacks used in succession. So that means if you use your entire Keyblade and then use her, she's going to get that multiplier of a 3.70. She caught 0, she restores, she's a great multi-turn medal. They really trying to push this multi-turn medal for raid bosses, Union Cross. If you get extra attack on her, you're laughing. You're getting 2 up strength and 2 up of the tiers, and in multiple turns you're gonna have maxed out buffs all in one medal while restoring 8 gauges. So really good medal. Very mediocre medal if you don't get extra attack, just like any of the other VIP medals that are utility buffers. So I just want to give you guys that. That's not too much into the future. That should be very, very soon. Again, this is not guaranteed. I'm just going by the list, and these should be coming up. But tell me what you guys think of all these changes I did. Everything that, my whole new background, my game squeeze, my webcam over here, the slideshow down there, these little slideshows I'm making, images, I don't know. I'm putting a little bit more effort into everything. I want to get more information out there, give you guys sneak peeks like this. Let me know what you guys liked in this video and you didn't like in the comment section. But that's all I got. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and we'll see you in the next one. We'll see you. I'm by myself. Who's gonna be here? Charmander. Charmander will see you guys. You guys probably don't know this, but there's a Charmander back here. We'll see you in the next one.